to Ottawa Experts. I'm Moira with my guests Erica and Nancy, and if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to get unstuck by reducing stress and increasing success. So we've kind of covered some areas of stuck and negative chatter in your head and the stress of trying to get ahead and prove ourselves to other people. What would you say is your favorite sort of technique or self-care thing that to help you reduce stress, Erica?
Ooh, that would be $1 million question. And if I could answer that perfectly, I probably
don't need perfection.
I think that I just try to, based on really what we're talking about, I try to look back and think of what I've done, what I've accomplished. I mean, I'm in business for myself. I've been doing it for, not too long, but long enough to know that I really, really love it and I'm going to continue forever. But I do take a look and in the mortgage industry right now, it's much slower than it's been in the last couple of years. And so instead of being down on where my numbers are, I look and say, well, you know what, I'm ahead of last year. So, pat myself on the back for
Brilliant.
that.
Yeah.
And sometimes just, we joke about having these voices in our head, but when it's yourself talking to you, you should listen. And sometimes I just try to say to myself, you're doing a good job. And if you're having a stressful day, take a step back, reevaluate. And just keep making things happen. Otherwise I'm going to get too wrapped up on all the silliness and the sadness and this and that. And I just, plus there's not enough time in the day to be always worried about
There's
stuff.
only 24 hours.
Yeah. So I just try to always I try to stay positive. And even if I'm not, and ironically enough, another thing I do to reduce stress is I play with my cat. That's just a really great way.
Yeah.
With the string, it's just so much fun. And then all of a sudden you stop thinking about what you were so worried about. And that's just my little thing. Yeah. So everyone has their own thing. And to me, that's just something that kind of puts me at ease, relaxes me, puts a smile on my face. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let's go back and do this. And then you see it from a new view.
Good for you. It sounds like we have a caller on the line. We have Emily on the line with a question for us.
Hello, this is Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hello, everyone. I was just looking for maybe some tools or techniques to deal with stress anxiety. If you've experienced a childhood trauma that has maybe caused you pain or low self-esteem in your adult years, and just some techniques on how to deal with that and cope with that.
Okay. I'd be happy to. We've actually had discussions about this. I have a favorite tool that I pretty much tell everybody about that will listen to me. So I didn't know I was going to do this on TV tonight, but we're going to do this.
Yeah, it's a good one. I know which one.
Yes. So the technique, Emily, is called EFT, or Emotion Freedom Technique, and it's absolutely brilliant for dealing with exactly that, the childhood anxieties and issues. It's a wonderful tool to use in the moment when you're triggered by something, but it's also a great tool for when you know that you have something that you specifically want to work with. And so I know all of you know that. So basically, EFT tapping it's a tapping technique on acupressure points. And so I'm going to run through the recipe and then we'll all do it for Emily. So basically the very first thing that you do is you tap on what's called the karate chop point. It's where your hand would hit if you knocked it through a block of wood. And what you're going to do when you're tapping here is that you say a setup phrase and you repeat it 3 times. So in your case, even though you have this anxiety, you still deeply love and accept yourself. And so you repeat that 3 times, and then the points that you're going to tap on, you just tap with the tips of your 2 fingers. They happen on both sides of your body, so you can actually do them both at the same time, or one or the other. So the first point is on the inside of your eyebrow. So you tap like 5 to 10 times, but you can't do this wrong. So you don't sit here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to do that. So if you've done the setup phrase for the anxiety, then you're going to tap on this point and say this anxiety. Then on the outside of the eyebrow point, this anxiety. Underneath the eye, this anxiety. Underneath your nose, this anxiety. On their chin, your collarbone. You use all your fingers, open them up, and just tap the whole area. And then the next point is underneath your armpit, kind of where your bra line would sit. And I know all the guys know that one too.
Of course.
Of course they do. And then the last one is you open your hand up and just tap all the way around the crown of your head, and then you take a deep breath. So let's do this all together, because she said that it was anxiety because of something in her past. So something else that I like to do is that the traditional way is what I just said, where you just go this anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety. But let's have some fun with this. So let's all do it together.
Okay.
For Emily, we get benefits regardless of who it's for.
No, I appreciate this. Thank you, Emily.
Good. So even though I have this anxiety,
Even though I have this anxiety,
I deeply love and accept myself.
I deeply love and accept myself.
Even though I'm feeling anxious at the moment,
Even though I'm feeling anxious at the moment,
I deeply love and accept myself.
I deeply love and accept myself.
Even though there's stuff in the past that's making me feel really anxious,
Even though there's stuff in the past that's making me feel very anxious,
I deeply love and accept myself.
I deeply love and accept myself.
And so now tapping on here, instead of just doing the reminder place, let's talk a little bit about it. So you go, I'm feeling really anxious. It's making me feel stuck. I don't know if anybody else would understand why I feel so much anxiety. Every time I go to do whatever you're trying to do, I get so anxious. Maybe I need to do some more work on getting rid of this anxiety. I always feel so stuck and so anxious. I'm wanting to let go of all of this anxiety. I'd love to let this anxiety go. Maybe it could be easier. Maybe it could be easier than I thought it was. I'm just going to let it go and see what happens. Letting this anxiety go. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Letting all of this anxiety go. And you take a deep breath. And so something that I should have said at the very beginning there is that one of the ways you know how well it's working for you is on a scale of 0 to 10, you rate how high is that anxiety. And then once you've done that circuit, like I've had people sit and I've got them to just curse and swear and rant and bitch about whatever it is they're sitting in while they actually start.
Get it all out.
Yeah, because the really cool thing is, you know how we've talked about the law of attraction? You get what you put your attention on, right? And so therefore there's a lot of people will say, oh my gosh, I can't deal with it, or I can't give voice to that anxiety or that negativity. But if you're sitting doing this tapping, you need to entertain it all, because it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still all in your space. So this is a really, really awesome tool to just help you sit in that feeling of whatever it is.
Well, you're verbalizing it too.
Yeah.
You're saying it out loud. You're bringing attention to it, and you're almost kind of talking yourself into it, and then you're talking yourself out of it.
You're
So
facing
you
it.
have to, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so sometimes if I've ever done them where it's been the whole rant, I end up that I'll go through it a couple of times and like, nobody else ever feels like this, and what the hell is wrong with me? And I
Do you have to do opposite sides, or?
no,
Okay.
one or the other. Some
Okay.
people will sit and do them both like this. I know a lot of people that do that, but for myself, I just generally do one side.
So it's just a preference thing.
It's a preference thing, absolutely.
Because I went down one side and up the other. I
and you
thought
can
it
do
was-
that too.
okay.
Sometimes
Balance
what
on
I've
both
done,
sides.
I had to balance it out.
sometimes what I've done is I've tapped on one side because I'm doing the rant to get rid of it, and then I'll start to tap in the positive,
Oh, good.
and I'll go
That's
on
a
the
good
other
idea.
side.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
That one works. That serves me well. So one more thing that I wanted to just share with Emily there was that I know that if you're right in the anxious moment, you've just got completely full-blown triggered. You're
Yeah.
not going to sit there and go, what am I supposed to say? And doesn't work. You're not going to do it. So what I really encourage people to do is to keep trying it. You can actually see a video of me describing it on my website, just to help you get
That would
through it.
help,
Or
yeah.
pop me an email and I'm happy to give you further instructions on that. But what I invite everybody to do is to find your favorite spot. Mine is my collarbone. And so if I'm in something, remember how we said earlier the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what you're imagining and you being right in it? The reason you're verbalizing in what we just did is because you want your subconscious focused on, I'm releasing this fear or phobia or anxiety, right? But if you're in it, you're all in it.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is there with you. And
You're freaking
so,
out.
Yes, so I like to do this. And who knows what it's doing. There's a lot of discussion and debate about this. But for me, what this is doing to me is it's stopping me leave the present moment. If I'm feeling anxious, I'm spinning out into the past saying, oh my God, every time this has happened, this is what's... And also going into the future saying, well, if this carries on, this is how it's going to play out. I can't do that. The past is gone and the future hasn't come. I have to stay here. And so
Stay in the moment.
Yeah, this is just a really powerful way. So that's just... I get people to do that, like if they're got a craving for cigarettes or a craving for eating
Chips.
something or chips. Yeah, chips.
Where did that chips? Where did that come from?
Who's talking about chips?
Who said that?
No, but I think it's really good what you're saying, because you're saying to say it out loud, and then also if you're saying it out loud, because you can't think and speak at the same time, right? So in your mind, most of the time, anytime anyone's angry, or at least for myself, I'm angry in my head. You know, I'm not yelling and screaming at anybody because I'm usually mad at myself if for
That's
anything.
usually the way, absolutely.
So when you're getting angry in your own mind. So as soon as you can start, you know, saying something to yourself out loud and really accepting that you're a wonderful person, and then tapping and saying all these great things about yourself, and it's so hard. So Emily, you know, understand it is not easy to say those things, but just keep saying them, you know, and there's no wrong way of doing it. We've all done it. You know, Moira showed me a while ago when I was dealing with some stress, and it helped me a lot too. So there's no right or wrong to it. Just keep doing it and keep telling yourself all these great things. So
absolutely, because you know the key piece here is to accept. That's what I love about EFT is that accept yourself, warts and all. You know, something that comes up a lot, particularly with people wanting to lose weight, is one of the first things I have to help them do is actually love themselves now.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, I'll love myself when I'm that. That's really, really important. So whether it's weight or anxiety or not enough money or a relationship issue, it's really, really important to just say, I am okay. We are all okay.
it's probably the
Exactly
hardest
as
thing
we
to
are.
ever say.
I know.
But once you can say it, I tell you, it's so liberating.
It really is.
Oh, boy.
It really is.
You know, and even there's times where I can feel that way. I think I'm pretty positive, a good outlook. You know, I feel good about myself. But not all the time, every day, every minute. You know, there's times where you just get down, and so you just have to verbalize it and get to that next moment.
But it's really important to just be okay with that. That's the whole part of
We're all human.
We're all human,
Exactly.
make mistakes.
Exactly. That's the whole part of accepting yourself, is to say, you know what, I'm in a funk, and that's okay, and not pretending that you're not, or that you know.
I'll drive you crazy.
There's a lot of people that I've seen do that, and it does. Because they're disowning their own emotions.
And it's normal to be sad or anxious about certain things in your life. If you didn't be sad or anxious about certain things that happen, then you wouldn't be human.
Exactly. It's all part of being human. So please stay tuned for some final reflections and inspirations on getting and staying unstuck with my guests Erica and Nancy. Thank you.